Hello everyone, I'm Battler Master. Today I will be commentating over a few of my battles using this card deck shown on your screen right now. It is based around the Hog Trifecta, and is both a control and cycle deck. It can be played at almost all levels, however I will be using it as a level 8 in Legendary Arena. Jumping into the first battle here, I'm against Olympios Mad from Greek Lovers. Good luck. And since I start with the Musketeer in my starting hand, I'm preparing to place her at the back of the King Tower. It's the best move you can play with this deck. Now, he doesn't play anything, so I'm preparing to tank with the Valkyrie, but he does play P.E.K.K.A. soon enough, and I counter with a Hog Rider at the other lane. He counters with a Knight, and the Musketeer slowly chips away at the Knight, while the Hog Rider gets 3 shots into the tower. The Knight dies, gets a shot off on the Musketeer, but the Musketeer does get quite a few shots off onto the tower. I placed my Valkyrie at the back, which is probably the biggest mistake that I made. I tried to pull the P.E.K.K.A. with Spear Goblins, but it just dies. And now he has an Electro Wizard, Executioner, P.E.K.K.A. push. Fortunately, the P.E.K.K.A. dies before the Electro Wizard can stun the Inferno Tower, but the Executioner does end up getting 2 shots onto our tower. Overall, not a very good play by me, but he could have played better as well. He's got a slight elixir advantage, not even 1 elixir. He's preparing to play his P.E.K.K.A. again, and I prepare to play my Musketeer again. Places it at 10 elixir, but he's caught off guard by the Hog Rider, and he counters with a P.E.K.K.A. and a Knight. Now I defend the P.E.K.K.A. and the Knight and Fire Spirits with a Valkyrie and Zap. The Spear Goblins were meant to pull the P.E.K.K.A. up, but the pull fails and P.E.K.K.A. still goes for my Valkyrie. This was a horrible play by me, as the Electro Wizard did 600 damage to my tower. The P.E.K.K.A. didn't get any shots off the whole game, but most of the damage were from the Electro Wizard and the Executioner. Now, I'm preparing to rush in with a Hog Rider again. He zaps my Fire Spirits and counters my Hog Rider with a Wizard, allowing you to get 2 shots off. And I'm placing my Inferno Tower, killing his Musketeer with a Valkyrie. It does die, but I can counter the Wizard with my Musketeer. The log was just so to delay the Electro Wizard. I kill his Wizard with Spear Goblins. And he tries to tank my Spear Goblins with the P.E.K.K.A. That's a good move by him, or else the tower would have died much easier. He puts a Knight in front of my Inferno Tower, in front of his P.E.K.K.A. to take for the Inferno Tower. Tries to stun my Inferno Tower with Electro Wizard, but the Valkyrie tanks. He zaps my Inferno Tower, but I have a Musketeer to take for the Electro Wizard yet again. And the Electro Wizard gets no shots, since it takes 2 shots to kill, 2 half shots to kill Spear Goblins. Now he plays an aggressive P.E.K.K.A., but this time he has no Zap or Electro Wizard, so that was a bad move by him, since I can hard counter him with an Inferno Tower. I distract his Wizard with a Hog Rider, which was not meant, which was what I didn't mean to play, but the Hog Rider does get 2 shots in the tower, distracts the Wizard long enough so the tower can kill him. The Valkyrie tanks for the Executioner while the Musketeer slowly chips away at the Executioner. However, the Executioner does not die, and I enforce his Zap so the Electro Wizard doesn't stun my tower. And now I kill his Musketeer with Spear Goblins and rush in with the Hog Log Zap combo, which takes up the tower. We're here in the next battle against Tinky from Lost P.E.K.K.A. Good luck. And since I get the Musketeer in my starting hand again, I'm planning to place her at the back of the King Tower. He places a Dark Goblin on the other lane, and an aggressive Royal Giant. I don't have my Inferno Tower, so the Royal Giant devastates my tower. I do counter with Valkyrie and Spear Goblin, so it won't do that much damage, while the Dark Goblin is just slowly chipping away at my Valkyrie. I noticed that he used a lot of elixirs, so I rush in with a Hog Rider. He counters with Skeleton Army, but I zap the Skeleton Army, and he's forced to play a mini P.E.K.K.A. to counter my Hog Rider. Now I'm planning to pull his mini P.E.K.K.A. to the center with Fire Spirits, so my tower can finish it off, but he places minions, which is good. I take out his minions, giving me an elixir lead. Now he throws an aggressive Dark Goblin. I choose to not counter it, saving my Musketeer and Valkyrie for the push. I place the Musketeer at the back of the King Tower and ready my Inferno Tower for his Royal Giant. He places in a Royal Giant and I counter with an Inferno Tower. He has no elixir, so he cannot stun the Inferno Tower or counter it in any way. I have an elixir lead and I rush in with the Hog Musketeer push again. This time I'm ready for his Skeleton Army and I zap his Skeleton Army away, and that is a dead tower. He tries to place a Mini P.E.K.K.A. to save his tower, but the Musketeer ends up killing the Mini P.E.K.K.A. as it chases the Hog. I'm at an elixir lead right here, so I decided to split Spear Goblins to bank my elixir and maybe force him to counter my Spear Goblins. It's all psychological. He counters with a Wizard, and I use a Musketeer at the back to prepare for his Wizard. And I'm hovering my Inferno Tower to counter his Royal Giant, but he does not have any elixir to support his Wizard, so he tries to counter with minions. Didn't work very well for him, and I go for an aggressive Hog Fire Spirits push. My Fire Spirits were a bit late, but they killed the Skeleton Army meant to counter the Musketeer. Here's an interesting interaction where the Royal Giant actually blocked my Musketeer from getting in range of the Mini P.E.K.K.A. and allowed my Spirit Goblins to finish the Mini P.E.K.K.A. off. I rush in again with Hog Rider Fire Spirits, with the Valkyrie to tank. My Fire Spirits end up killing his minions. However, there's not enough time to take out this tower. I'm just being aggressive so he cannot attack. I zap his back Skeleton Army, and my Musketeer directly counters his Wizard. My Inferno Tower hard counters his Royal Giant. My Log even clips his Dark Goblin, and that is game. There's nothing you can do except for rage my King Tower. Jumping into the last battle, I'm against Bassam from an Arabic clan that I cannot pronounce. And yet again, I get the Musketeer in my starting hand, so I place her at the back of the King Tower, like always, on the left. And to second my Inferno Tower, I place Spear Gauntlets at the river. He plays a P.E.K.K.A, so I prepare to counter her with an Inferno Tower. He has a Princess, places it right next to his archers, which sets me up for an incredibly good value log, and the archers end up doing no damage to the tower. Since he used a lot of elixir on the push, I rush in with a Hog and Zap combo, which I use to zap his minion horde, allowing them to be one-shot by my tower as they cross my side. He tries to rush with a Skeleton Army, but I counter with Fire Spirits, and now I have one elixir lead. Skeleton does get one shot on my tower, but that makes no difference. And I split Spear Gauntlets into river, I believe, and prepare for another big push by him. As you can see on the top, he has very high elixir cards, and he's waiting until he reaches full elixir to place any one of his cards. He uses the Giant. I'm quite surprised by this since he's using two tanks in his deck, the Giant and the P.E.K.K.A. But what comes next is kind of also surprising, where he uses 3 Musketeers. And I have to counter with a Valkyrie and a Zap Inferno Tower for his Giants. They don't get much damage on my tower. Place the Princess at a bridge. And that was an unnecessary log, since my Inferno Tower would have killed his Princess anyways. Now I'm quite low on elixir. He's got a 1 elixir lead, and I'm gonna rush with a Hog to try to catch him off guard. Yep, he counters with Elite Barbarians, perfectly placed so that the Hog gets no shots off. Damn those level 10 Elite Barbarians. My Fire Spirits do massive damage to his minion horde and Elite Barbarians, giving me an elixir lead. Valkyrie ends up killing the archers, and he places another P.E.K.K.A to tank the Valkyrie. At this point, I don't have many cards to counter his P.E.K.K.A Giant push, but he does not have enough elixir to place 3 Musketeers, so I counter his Princess with a log, and he has nothing to support those minions and P.E.K.K.A with. Zap his minion horde, place a second musketeer for absolutely no reason, and go for the hog log combo, or just a hog musketeer combo, which involves a very late time log. It uses 3 musketeers in front to tank for the 3 musketeers, or just 1 musketeer, sorry. And I counter very well with musketeer and zap, Valkyrie and zap, sorry. And yeah, pretty much perfectly counter his push again. His archers get no damage, like always. Counter his princess with a log. And knocks the P.E.K.K.A back, involving some weird position with the P.E.K.K.A. I'm caught without a log or a zap, so he places a skeleton army, and I have to counter with spear goblins. The Valkyrie dies to the P.E.K.K.A in 3 shots. And the elite barbarians actually get quite a few shots off onto my tower right here, because I did not have the right cards to counter. I attempt to use a log to prevent some damage, and this was the worst Valkyrie placement out in the entire game, because they were not in range of my tower. And I could have lost this match because of that play, but there was not enough time, and we draw the game. I hope you can take the concepts of my deck and apply my strategies to yours as well. Watching your own replays is a good way to improve your Clash Royale gameplay. It helps me learn from my mistakes so I can become an overall better player. I will do an analysis of my deck soon, so keep an eye out for that. Thanks for watching. Stay subscribed for more Clash Royale content. This video was created for the members of the Clash Royale Wiki site. The Clash Royale Wiki was created to help players, new and experienced, to learn more about the game. It has an amazing community that is extremely helpful for new players. If you want to know more, the link is in the description.